just a second. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit go yet. Guys don't need to be seeing this. I'm sorry about that. Or my stupid messages. That's fine. I don't care about any of this stuff. I'm trying to think here. How do I fix that? It's been a minute, so I had to look at these settings. Properties. There we go. Bam. Device. We want headset, dual wireless controller. Perfect. It's catching my audio nicely. Alright, y'all. Welcome, everybody, to the best night of your fucking lives. I'm just joking. You all are fine. Today we're going to be reacting to some videos that I was sent. Like I said, it's a reaction thing. I only react what is sent to me. I really need to get better at not doing this. It's alright though. It's fine. I have to update all of these before I go live, otherwise it doesn't work, which is kind of wild, but it's fine. So we're live on Instagram now. So hey, first video.
Let's just jump right into it. We're just going to start with looking at his video, and this is "I'm suing these 3 creators." Right, and spoiler alert, I am not one of those 3 creators. So
I would not want to piss off Ethan Klein ever. I would not be one of the ones
spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers.
Go after him.
Today I invite you into my home.
Okay, first little comment here, and by the way, I am going to be pausing this all the way through. We're not going to just do a full watch through with I don't pause it. Okay, the lawsuit, and the lawsuits could be hundreds of thousands of dollars, but honestly. The way he's dealing with it, he could probably get this done under $100K if he wanted to. And by the way, there are lawyers that will take this on a part contingency. So I'm not sure which lawyers he's working with, but it's possible that he could get this done for under $100K. So I don't know about hundreds of thousands of dollars, but okay.
Home to share my favorite pastime with you. Yeah, join me in creating generational wealth for my attorney.
Backing up again. That's fine though. Generational wealth, eh?
Let me tell you guys.
Yeah, I've heard about this lawsuit, so I just want to get to. I'm trying to see if there's updates on it.
All 3 are on this list.
No, I've seen this video already. That's not what I want.
Can tell that reacted to the full
I thought there was more updates. My buddy sent me this. We already watched that. We already know that he sued all of them. We don't need to watch that. Okay, so what's next in the queue?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to inform you that the rumors are indeed true.
Video?
The Democrats have struck back. In the New Jersey governor's race, the Democrat won. In the Virginia governor's race, the Democrat won. And in the New York City race, Democratic Socialist Zoran Mamdani defeated Andrew Cuomo to become the next mayor of America's largest city. But the question on everyone's mind is, was it just a fluke? Just easy wins in blue cities and states?
It was people's stupidity that lost. I gotta keep this on here. I don't know why I keep goofing this up. I gotta pop out my chat. Pop out chat so I can actually see these. Sorry guys, I always forget to do this when I go live and then I remember last minute. Keep chat there. We're going to keep multi-stream options available here. We're going to pop that chat back up. Okay, sorry about that guys. So we're back. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. You can see my live stuff. It's fine. Okay, Instagram, YouTube. Let's go.
Or is there something more to this? Is this a sign of things to come? Is the Democratic Party finally turning their losing streak around? Are they actually listening to the people now? Did they finally learn their lesson?
No, they manipulated everybody to win.
Thanks for watching. My last 3 videos about electoral politics were warning the Democratic Party that young men were moving right because the party f***ing sucks and was becoming the young.
Okay, the reason why the men were moving right is because we were told we suck, we're the problem with society, everything was our fault. Why would you want to vote for a platform where everything is your fault? Like constantly it was our fault. If you did something, it was your fault. If the Democrats failed, it was the white man's fault specifically because they're very, very against us for some reason. I don't know. It's just, that's why they lost so many voters. And it's because they played race cards. Everything was about race this last election to them. And they just caused a bunch of problems. And I hope this mic sounds good because this is one we're going to have to do for a while. My other one broke. Like, it's totaled. Like, my snowball mic, bye-bye. It's totaled. But we're going to keep
Men
going.
Each Die movement, spanking the Democratic Party for losing because they elected one of the most unlikable, shittiest candidates while offering absolutely nothing to voters, and defending the voters from the wrath of a bunch of liberal streamer man-children calling the voters stupid and evil for daring not to vote for Hillary Clinton and brownface. But the thesis for all 3 of those videos was basically the same. As the right embraces working-class populism, the Democratic Party and the left will continue to fade into irrelevancy. But as I also predicted in those last videos, there might be an eventual pendulum swing, and it might be happening much sooner than I predicted. Like, how did we go from Republicans winning the popular vote, in part thanks to a lot of the young people voting, to a bunch of data showing those same young people dropping their support for...
I can tell you why we're losing support in the young people. It's because they're retarded. I'm not luckily retarded. So let me explain to you why I think they're retarded. So the reason why is they'll scroll on TikTok, and this is the #1 problem I've noticed with modern day of us, and I've noticed it even in my own friend groups, so I'm not going to out anybody, but they'll send me a clip of something out of context they did no research on. They saw it on TikTok, so they automatically presume it to be true. So they, for example, when Charlie Kirk, some of his stuff that he said, right? It's not controversial. Hate speech and hateful behavior. Are you kidding me? There's no hate speech in here. Oh, I think the R word. Yeah, they get mad about that. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I'll text my manager real quick and let her know. Okay, sorry, I had to let her know. That she needs to know. Violation warning, your live is flagged for hate speech. How can you flag me for hate speech when I'm literally calling the truth? Like, I don't understand that. But anyways, back to this point. The reason why is people are believing false media and false presidents. Sorry, I can't speak English today, apparently. So they see a post, and they automatically assume, oh my god, that's happening. That must be happening. And then they mass send it to all their friends, and they don't take 5 seconds to look it up and verify it's a legitimate claim. That is the #1 issue with modern day people, is that they believe a lot of people believe that everything on the internet is true, which is not. That is the problem. That is why people believe things they don't believe, is because of the fact that they think it's true even without doing research. But let's continue. That's my opinion.
But the interesting thing is, those young people don't seem to be moving to the Democratic Party either. Where are they going? And do the Democrats have a plan to scoop these people up? Yes, they do.
And most of us are turning moderate because we're tired of both sides.
And they called it...
It's honest.
I'm not kidding. Deciding to win. Deciding to win, as if the whole time they have just been simply deciding to lose. It was a choice, guys. They changed their mind and they want to win now. In this video, I will talk about why I think Zoran Mamdani won. We will go through the Democrat Party's plan to decide to win. We will briefly talk about the rise of the political commentator Nick Fuentes, the MAGA Civil War, and what I like to call the inevitable rise of shoesalism. If that sounds interesting, stick around. If it doesn't, you can leave. It's not like I'll miss you or anything.
Me and my allies are watching the whole
I know
video.
a lot of you are not very interested in politics. You come here for the fun Reddit slop, the men versus women content. Yeah, I know. But unfortunately, politics kind of seeps into your lives, whether you want it to or not.
Sadly,
so you might as well be entertained when you hear about it.
Sadly,
and have some fun with it when you can. And I just so happen to have the perfect app for that. So before we get into this political deep dive, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, one of my favorite sponsors to work with, Ground News.
Called it.
Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers a transparent and easy way to read news from all. Is the blind spot feature, which we're not skipping the ad.
Thank you. Sorry, I skipped the ad.
Now let's get back to the video.
I knew who it was already. Ground News.
For those of you familiar with the Shoe on Head channel, you know I've harshly criticized the Democratic Party for all my career. Some say too harshly. Frankly, I don't care. And some say I'm not harsh enough on the Republicans. First of all, true, but let's be honest. That's not why you come here. You go to Kyle Kalinske for that. Just like you go to Destiny to see opinions you can hear on CNN, or to Hassan for dog training tips. You come here to hear Dolly G. Whitakers on Left Wing, and the Democrats have gone crazy. That's the shit you're here for.
By the way, for those of you who don't know that joke, Hassan Piker tased his dog on stream, and it was like, I didn't tase my dog. And then the dog shot collar company came out and said, yes, that's our tasing model. So he's cooked. I hope he gets canceled, for real. I don't understand how Bros had an audience this long. I mean, remember, if you were a Sam Piker fan and you realize he's a douchebag, you always come over here. You know, we're not evil. My Bolt Mastiff has full reign of the house whenever she wants to. She's grumpy, but I still love her.
But are the Democrats actually getting their shit together? Or did they simply get lucky in a few blue areas? One of those blue areas being my city, New York, where Democratic Socialist candidate Zohran Mamdani won the election and will become the new mayor. And a lot of people are like really confused about how this happened. And if you're one of those people, you really need to keep watching. If you don't understand why Mamdani won, I'm sorry to say, but you're kind of like the liberals in 2016 who didn't understand why Trump won. It's
why did Mamdani win?
Understandable why Zohran Mamdani won, and it's not just because New York is full of commies or whatever. He is objectively the best Democratic candidate that they've had in a very, very long time. Like, I know the bar is in hell there, but he's young, he's energetic, he's charismatic, and people are really tired of the White House doubling as a retirement home. And of course, I like many of his economic policies. I like the universal child care thing, the transportation.
If you're tired of it, vote me in as governor of Arizona. There, I solved your problems. You'll have a young person who actually cares about what you care about. Affordability, health care, jobs, and not being sick when I'm that either.
Flipping off the Christopher Columbus statue, that's the shit I don't like. Bitch, that's our fucking guy. He was a brave Italian explorer who discovered America, and in this house, Christopher Columbus is a hero. End of story. I've said this many times, but I don't think the good left-wing policies can even exist alongside the bad left-wing policies. Like, I don't know how you can have free transportation but also be soft
just like we thought drinking
I don't
tea
know,
was great.
Like, in what world does that work out? You can't have nice, clean, free transportation if a bunch of drug addicts and violent felons are going around stabbing people and setting them on fire. You can't have nice things if you don't have rules to enforce those nice things. You know what I mean? It's always such a breath of fresh air when I go back to visit my family in the suburbs of Long Island and I go to the CVS and the toothpaste is free from their plexiglass prisons. I shouldn't have to wait 10 minutes for some poor wagey to come unlock the cagey so I can buy shampoo. We don't have to live that way.
As somebody who worked at Walmart during the implementation of those cages, I'm going to tell you I fucking hated them too. We would have one fucking person on staff with a key at all times. They would even got so bad they were locking up the alcohol. So you could wait hours upon hours for somebody to come and unlock the cage to get you that item. That shit was irritating. Not only for the workers, but for the people too. Like, we felt your guys' pain. You think we liked having to walk across the store, having 900 other things to do, and have to unlock something for you because Jerry was the only one given the key for the shift? No, we don't. We hated it. We absolutely hated it because we had 900 other things we had to do around that store. And at the end of the day, it's like, can people just be nice enough not to steal? Like, if you need help, ask for help sometimes. Don't just rob us.
Maybe he'll do great. Or maybe he gets into power and immediately cucks to the establishment like some other people.
We hope. Not like that, but...
I just don't know how the hell anyone thought Andrew Cuomo was going to win. He killed a bunch of grandmas during COVID.
As you admitted this week, you personally altered the state health department report to undercount the death total, to hide the death total, and then evaded and lied to these families for 5 years. So
you killed a shit ton of people. For what? Plus, he doesn't even live in New York City. He doesn't live in the city he's running to be mayor of. Cuomo just kind of expected to win based on name recognition alone and being like, hey, at least I'm not the other guy. Sound familiar? Trump actually offered a vision.
He tried to play the Democrat
America
side.
Great again. Mamdani offered a vision.
He tried playing the Democrat playbook
you can
and it didn't work.
So people took a chance on him. People wanted something different. Andrew Cuomo, he had no vision or anything. Oh man, I love tuning into a debate about New York City, and 80% of it is about another f***ing country.
The first foreign visit by a mayor of New York is always considered significant.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Where would you go first?
First visit, I would visit the Holy Land.
I would go to Israel.
I'd make my fourth trip to Israel.
Mr. Mamdani.
Your fourth trip
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Okay, I see why they lost now. I'm sorry. I didn't see it at first, but now I see why they lost. All of you said Israel, and bro was the only one that said New York City. Okay, I'm going to say, now that I saw that clip, I'm going to say that's probably why we lost. I think that a lot of people are so sick and tired of politicians that want to be elsewhere. Same reason why Bernie lost a lot of support was he was all, America's great, but where do you like to visit? China. Like, he loved China. He admits it. Like, look at multiple interviews. He says China is, like, the best place to him. So I can see why they're losing.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel?
That was the exact moment I knew Zoran was going to win. Bro was just surrounded by NPCs. I love how they're like, where would you go? And Zoran was like, I'm gonna stay here. And instead of being like, no, Zoran, the question was, where would you go? They're like, why wouldn't you go to Israel? Like, that's the answer to the question. Like, that's just the default answer to that question. His win was very much in part a direct...
I don't want to leave the United States of America because I have been overseas on a couple trips and I can fucking tell you it sucks. I've seen corporate America shutting down the real businesses of the struggling people in those nations, and I can tell you from watching it, being on the cruise recently, it's sad. It is fucking sad to watch people get kicked down for corporate America. I didn't go overseas to see corporate America. I went overseas to see the world, and all I saw and all they kept trying to push me into was corporate America. So, of course, people are getting mad and offended and upset because we're tired of seeing corporate America. We see it every goddamn day. Why would you then want to see it again? It doesn't make any sense to me. Why are my lights not working? I just realized they weren't working. But yeah, that's my beef with this stuff. It's like I can see now after noting that he said that. I didn't know he said that. I know a lot of other things he said. I can see why we lost. And I think we need to do better. We need to start putting America first. That's the whole point of the movement. And he was the only one behind that he says. But we'll see if that actually sticks out to be true or not. Let's keep going.
Response to the affordability crisis that many Americans are facing. So what is the GOP's answer to the affordability crisis? Oh, great news, guys. There is no affordability crisis. It doesn't exist. It's all in your head, silly. Need to save money? Simply don't buy your grandmother a Christmas present this year.
Budget. You need a plan.
Yeah, okay, let me, I just got a raise, okay? In the state of Arizona, I make $29 an hour. So because that's a point that got brought up, now I feel entitled that we have to do this rabbit hole. So I want you guys to see the reality of what we face and why there's so many problems with it. Even what I make pretty good. I work 40 hours a week, okay, times 52 weeks, okay? If I were to move out, which I won't, because I actually like living at my house. I take care of my family, I help support, etc. But let's just say I get a nice studio. Let's say I get a nice deal at a good place for $1,000 a month, right? We have to times that by 12 months, okay? So, oh, whoa, that's not what I did thing. I wanted to, okay. Okay, let's take the 29 I make times 40 times 52, okay? We're going to minus, okay? We're going to minus 12 times 1,000. This thing does not do what I want it to do. Okay, so let's just say 62,000 a year, right? What it was or something like that. Let's just do it again. So 40 times 52 times what I make 29. So that makes, okay, so 60, let's just say after taxes, let's say I may have 50,000 in my name, right? That's being generous, by the way. Those of you know what taxes is, it's being generous. Okay, so let's say hypothetically, I lose 1,000 times 12 is $12,000. So I lose $12,000 a month just to rent. I have to then pay, let's say I have a car payment. Let's say it's $400. Let's say you get a hella deal on the car, which is bullshit because it doesn't work. Let's say you're $600 a month, including insurance, including paying for the car a month. So 600 times, okay, 38,000, 600 times 12, 38,600. Okay, I'm not doing this one right. 600 times 12. This thing is not listening to my commands, is it? 600 times 12. My calculator malfunction. So we're at 38,000. We lost another, let's just put 7,000. Because I'm going to be generous here. Let's say you're spending $7,000 a year. That gives you back $31,000. So let's say hypothetically you have repairs. Like my house is constantly needing repairs. So let's say just for general expenses on all this stuff, you're paying $1,000 a month. So let's take out another $12,000. Okay, you're at $19,000 you have left. Another food. Let's say you're paying. Let's be generous. Say $200 a month for food. That's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, $2,400. So you're losing another $2,400 to that. Let's say, okay, I'm trying to think of other expenses most people would pay for. Let's say just average expenses again for another 1,000 for like entertainment, etc., etc. So that leaves you with $15,000 a year. Man, this is a year of what you have saving. We're being nice, start at $50,000. Okay, that's all your expenses. I'm trying to think what else. What do I spend? Let's say you waste another $200 a month on like advertisements, stuff like that for stuff. So then let's say you have a side project, right? And then you waste another $5,000 on side hobbies, whatever, which is very rare. I don't even think people spend that much, but hypothetically you're left with $10,000 for. And if you put this all into savings, and let's say you hypothetically save $10,000 a month, or $10,000 a year, the rest of your life. Hypothetically, let's hypothetically say you save that much money, okay? By your 40, you still couldn't retire peacefully. You could barely afford a home. That's what's wrong with America nowadays, and that's why so many people are upset, is because you're going to look at me and tell me that $416,000 for 40 years of work is worth it? No. Most people can make this in a fucking, in a month. Some people, not most, I should say some people, very nice, lucky people. Some of them had to work really hard, some of them got really lucky. But yeah, you're telling me $416,000 for 40 years of work is worth it to people. No, it's not. It's not. And that's just being generous. That's saying like you don't buy stuff, you don't do certain things. You don't. I gave money for like cosmetics and stuff. So hypothetically, like I said, you could save about $10,400 a year. Then you could, in 40 years, you'll be lucky enough to own a home, maybe. And that's not even in the good neighborhood. $600,000 you want a good home in the neighborhoods nowadays. Do you see why people are done? People are tired because you can't even retire off your extra leftover of your income. You just can't, and it's sad. And that's what you're supposed to be able to do, and you just can't because it's so hard nowadays.
Also, remember, adults don't need gifts. Okay, focus on the people in your life who are age 3 to 18. Grandma doesn't need slippers if they don't live.
Sorry, my grandma raised me when my mother died, so if you're gonna sit here and fucking tell me that my grandma doesn't deserve a fucking gift, this is for you and you're entitled ass. You probably own a fucking multiple homes because they're paying you a good fucking salary and you got lucky and blessed to be where you're at, and you're gonna fucking tell people to skip out on buying shit this year for their family? You're a hypocritical fuck, because I bet you're not. Let's see your shopping list. Let's see what you got your family. Wow, people are fucking hypocrites. It's sad. I will look at me in the eyes when I tell you guys this, okay? I'm putting my glasses down for this, okay? I will never, ever, ever sell you something that I don't consume, because I consume everything. That I will sell you guys. Dubby, I literally have their solo leveling one. Oh, it's really good. It tastes like grape. I love it. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. It's in my kitchen, but I can come. I'll grab it one of these days. I did a video, little thing of it. Thank you again, Dubby, for sponsoring this video. 30% off, guys. End of November. It only lasts till. Get your energy drink fixed, by the way. But point being though is that people cannot sit here and tell us that we're doing things wrong because we aren't saving properly. I just showed you guys, even if you save to your heart's content, you're not gonna have enough money to survive. It's scary. It's scary times. And that was using $200 a month as your food budget too, by the way.
Buy you, don't get them a gift. Now's not the time to spend and break the banks.
Zoran's win was also basically a direct response to the housing crisis in America. So what is the GOP's response to the pie-in-the-sky, commie gobbledygook that Zoran Mamdani is selling? Surely they have a better solution.
Here we go. The White House is floating this idea. Bill Pulte is saying, thanks to President Trump, we can indeed work on the 50-year mortgage, a complete game changer.
Yeah, that needs to be abolished.
How does that work in
That's
dollars?
horrible.
Here you go. 30-year fixed mortgage right now. You're paying $2,038 a month principal and interest on a $400,000 home.
That's being
At the bottom, under 50 years, you'd save a couple $100 a month at $1,822 principal.
Oh, by the way, they want you to implement this. Okay, not only because they get more interest, they want to implement this because then they own you for 50 years. So anybody trying to move out or start a life, they have to commit. You have to commit to a house. I'm going to tell you, as a designer, this is the other scary thing I want you guys to notice, okay? This is the other scary thing I really want you guys to notice, and we're going to go over it right now in 2 seconds. You ready? This is the scary thing I want you to notice. How long does a typical newly built home last before any renos are needed? Okay, I want you guys to see this. They want you to pay, okay? This is true, by the way. They want you to pay for something that won't even survive 20 to 25 years, and they want you to pay on it for 50. I have a very nice thing in between my legs that you can kindly suck if you want me to pay 50 years for a house that maybe might last me 25 years before needing renovations. Though some systems like the roof or HVAC may require attention sooner. And they want us to pay for that. I just want you to get that through your head. They want us to pay for it.
I do not like this idea.
Not lowering prices, not building more housing. No, just being a good little slave to the bank for 50 years. You might as well be a rentoid forever in this case. At least you don't have to fix your own dishwasher. You will own nothing and be happy. Doesn't that sound great, Gen Z?
No, it does not.
Vote for us. We'll release the Epstein files and finally drain the swamp. Awesome. Finally, justice. Here it comes, the Epstein Files Phase 1. We got all your favorite E-celebs here. Don't you think that's a little tacky? I mean, this is an international child trap. The Epstein Files are on my desk.
For
that's great,
exactly
that's great. That's what we've been waiting for.
What files?
Well... Oh, they don't exist. Wait, what?
For real,
yeah, the
they
Epstein
really
Files
tried
don't
to
exist.
pull the rug out.
They're
They
Democrat
don't
hoax.
exist.
But you just said, hey, what the fuck? That's my wallet. Sorry, Israel needs new weapons. Bye.
For real. That's the problem. I get annoyed with it too, trust me.
What do you want, Democrat? Vote for us. Why? What do you have to offer? Hey! That's my wallet again! What are you people doing? Sorry.
Literally what they do.
Israel needs new weapons. Bye. The Epstein Files are a really big deal. This is not a partisan issue. You should absolutely care about an international trial trafficking a blackmail operation consisting of the most powerful people in the world. And anyone telling you to move on is coping, gaslighting, or in on it. If whatever is in there is so damning that it is a national security risk, the people deserve to know. I don't know about you, but if we are paying taxes to a bunch of satanic pedophiles, I would...
No, we shouldn't. My theory is, and I've had this theory for a while, if we know this to be true, and there's people that know this to be true, why don't we all unite and overthrow the 1% and make sure they go to prison, because there's 99% of us that want them to go to jail. And that includes Donald Trump. If Donald Trump is on that list and he is 100% convicted, and he, I'm saying, and this is going to come from a place that I think a lot of people aren't going to understand. I believe more and more as time goes on that it is a hoax that Donald Trump is involved. Because of the fact that if that were true, if that was 100% true that Trump was involved, they are trying to find any way to get rid of him right now. Why is he not behind bars? Why is he not behind bars? Because they are literally looking for a way to get rid of him, right? So if that is true, why is he not behind bars? It is simple logic to me. Excuse me again, sorry. That people aren't understanding, and it hurts my head, because if you look at it from an easy perspective to me, it's like, if he did the crime and you have this evidence that you have, why is he not behind bars? Well, he's the president right now. He can pardon himself. I think that was made illegal. So again, I ask you, why is he not behind bars? I don't know about the rest of you, but if you find out that anybody is on the Epstein files and 100% was involved with children, we are going to make sure they never have anything ever again. They're not going to have, we're not going to, no one's going to stay at Trump hotels. No one's going to buy Trump merch. If it's true that he did all of this, then no one's going to buy any of that stuff anymore. And no one's going to do anything associated with Trump anymore until he goes bankrupt completely. So see, it's simple solutions, but nobody will tell us the truth. And that's the problem with modern day, is we want the actual genuine truth and we can't get it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know about the rest of you, but I want the genuine truth. It's
like to know. That is information I would like to know. Like, I already know we're doing that,
Sorry,
but I would like some confirmation. Okay, so literally as I am filming this, Trump is saying he is releasing the Epstein files. So
he is.
I guess they weren't a hoax. I'm gonna be so honest. I have no idea what the is going on, you guys. I'm sure when this video gets posted, there's already gonna be more things that have happened.
I need a meme for this. Okay, hold up. I got a perfect meme for this. We're gonna show you guys what's going on. I have a perfect meme for this. Absolutely, flagged for hate speech again. Don't ask me how I got flagged for hate speech again. But we're gonna show you guys the best meme I have for this. This is literally the greatest meme on the planet. You guys will agree with this. This is gonna be the greatest meme on the planet. This is 100% true right here. 100%.
How spicy would you like your chang sauce?
Can you just place our order, please?
Going on. No idea what's going on.
We all feel like telling.
No idea. I have no
idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. That's why another theory is they want to legalize pot so fast, is because they want to keep you all high, so that you'll not see what they're doing with your money. Again, this is just a theory. I don't want lawyers after me.
Happened. Also, Mike Johnson apparently said they need to make changes to the files to make sure we, quote, don't do permanent damage to the political system. If releasing the Epstein files would do damage to the political system, then so be it. Then it deserves to be damaged. It deserves to be destroyed. Just release the files. After all, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. Isn't that right, government? But it wasn't just the Epstein files thing that has MAGA feeling a little demoralized lately.
Does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent.
When we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn.
We've talked about this a few times on the
Come on, bro. What are you doing? I mean, I know you don't care, but he's got a point. We're idiots compared to most countries. But why don't you train the workers here and not bring in talent, period? HB1 visas need to be terminated. I think that's him. I think that's his and the rich people's way of saying we're still going to use illegal immigrants. We're going to use them legally, and anybody who doesn't want to buy H1B visas for their workers is going to get screwed. And that's messed up.
This channel, actually very recently in the male loser epidemic video. The no talented Americans thing is a myth pushed on us by corpos and billionaires, so they can hire foreign workers who will work for less money and won't unionize. Worker drones who will work under the coercion of deportation, essentially creating infinite scab labor. Even though there are so many Americans in these fields looking for jobs. But those spoiled Americans will ask for a living wage so they can live in a 600-foot square apartment. How dare they? We can't do that. So import 1 billion immigrants. After all, it's good for business.
Folks are not thrilled about this idea of hundreds of thousands of foreign students in the United States.
If we were to cut that in half, which perhaps makes some
people... I will, like, foreign students are fine. Like, they gotta learn somewhere to be able to then get jobs elsewhere. I'm not against foreign students, but they're gonna stay students, and once they're done being learned, they're gonna get out. We're here to help facilitate people. Like, I don't mind that we are teaching Qataris how to fly planes, that we sold them, because again, we sold them the planes, which makes total sense to me. We sold them jets. They didn't know how to fly said jets, so that makes total sense to me. But at the end of the day, it's like we owe these people nothing. We don't owe these other countries anything, and we're acting like we do. We don't owe them anything. We don't.
You would have half the colleges in the United States go out of business. And it's not that I want them, but I view it as a business.
Unfortunately, America does feel like nothing but 3 corporations in a trench coat. But America is not a business. America is not a corporation. It is a nation. The contrast of what Trump is saying here compared to how he used to talk is...
Shoe on head, we are a business. Okay, we're 100% are a business, because if you don't run America like a business, it fails. We are capitalism. In order to get capitalism to keep running, you need money to be cycling constantly. Otherwise, you get stock market crashes and constant depressions. You need money to keep cycling through. So you need money to keep exchanging hands and then find a way back to the government, and the government spends it and just repeats. That's how the system is supposed to work. and we aren't even utilizing it properly sometimes, and that's the problem. If we just utilized it the way it was designed for, we'd be fine. But we want to make loopholes and cuts for people and think that it's not going to affect everybody as a whole. It does, because there is no reason why you can be as young as me, working, not working a job, and think you're entitled to unemployment, and you turn down 4 jobs because you don't want to work fast food. Well, tough shit. Tough. I don't care. Work fast food. No one cares. We're not going to... I say as taxpayer dollars, if you could tell me, hey, your unemployment is going to this person, and show me, oh, they're an able-bodied person, and there's nothing wrong with them physically or mentally, they just don't want to get a job, then I don't want my money going to them. I don't think any of you would want your money going to them. But we're supposed to hand out our money? No.
Staggering.
No.
Republicans embracing populism, at least rhetorically, is what gave rise to Donald Trump and fundamentally changed the way Republicans do politics in America. If you go back and watch the debates of Donald Trump in 2016, it's crazy.
We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East. They lied. They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
All right.
I remember being like, damn, that's not how politicians in general really talked at that time. Like, we would see it from Bernie Sanders and maybe like Ron Paul.
We had
to
no
get up on stage
need to be there.
in a Republican debate in front of Republican donors saying that kind of shit was unheard of. Bro was getting booed. Trump won in 2016 by decrying the bloodlust and warmongering of the Republican Party, but also by speaking to the economic woes of the average working class American. Basically saying, I see you, to people who felt like they haven't been seen by either party in a very
I think he said, like, we're gonna stick it to China and shit. He's like, we're not gonna... I mean, I kind of sound warish. I'll give it that. Maybe. I don't know.
Like, I saw people in my life, my neighbors and stuff, that were all, like... Obama voters like just flipped to Trump, and now like all of Long Island Long Island is like the Florida of the Northeast, bro. It is like Trump country there now. Before Trump,
nice.
Oh, my nuggies are here. My nuggies are here. One second.
Whoop.
1 second. I'm
she ate good. Look at that.
It's nuggie time.
Mood.
34-year-old woman, by the way.
And still live.
Mother, by the way.
Who cares? I will be in my 60s and I'll still be... Look, I have one at my desk at all times. All right? We don't play. Like, we literally don't care. We're children. We're like 5-year-olds, okay? Sometimes leave us alone. We have random things around our desks, and we don't care. Yes, it works. I think it's dead, but it's fine. I gotta charge it these days. It just sits at a prop that you guys can't see. I wish... I'm gonna get a better camera and more lighting back here, and clean up my room so you guys can actually start seeing the stuff back here. The whole intention of doing all of this was so you guys could see all of this stuff. Sadly, that did not go as planned, which is kind of, you know, it's a sad, honest thing to admit. It did not go as planned, but it's life. It's life.
For Trump, the Democrats basically relied on talking about how the Republican Party didn't care about the working class. But eventually, the problem for Democrats was the working class didn't care about them. But now it seems like the Republican Party is going back on all of that and becoming the Bush-era neoconservative party again, right as they're winning, embracing freaks like Lindsey Graham.
So I just want to say, I feel good about the Republican Party. I feel good about where we're going as a nation. We're killing all the right people and we're cutting your taxes. Trump is my favorite.
I don't think you should have phrased it like that, buddy. Cutting taxes, yes, but I don't think you should have phrased it the way you phrased it.
Favorite president.
I mean, he's not
we
wrong.
run out of bombs. We didn't run out of bombs in World War II.
Republicans, is that what you want your party to be? Lowering taxes and killing people? We tried that.
It depends on who we're killing. I'm sorry, but it really depends on who. If we're taking out terrorists, I'm all for it. If we're taking out people shoving fentanyl over the borders, I'm all for it. If we're just ending anybody who gets in our way, no, I'm not for that. We're not doing that.
To many Republicans, the solution to the affordability crisis, wreaking havoc on Americans, is simply trusting the free market, working hard, and if that doesn't work, they bust out all reliable.
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here. I mean, that is a real thing. Yeah, I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up, but the reality is that the history of America is almost literally the opposite of that.
Ah, yes, the classic. just move. Just move from economic zone 67 to economic zone 69. I don't know, man. Maybe some people actually like where they live. Maybe they want to make their community better. This is like the libertarian version of just deal with it when you talk to leftists about crime. Like, no, we shouldn't just deal with it. We shouldn't just move. Maybe we can make the cities in our country livable and safe. Maybe better things are possible, actually. My husband and I moved away from our families because of his job, and it f***ing sucks. It sucks raising kids without an extended family around. Say hi to grandma on FaceTime. Not normal, not natural. When I was growing up, it was like aunts and uncles and cousins and grandparents were just coming in and out of my house, like bringing.
I can't say I relate to that because I live with my extended family and we're very small. As far as I know, I don't have any other family. I got my brother, my dad, my grandma, and me. That's it. I do have a sister, but she wants something to do with us, and she hates my guts. So we just kind of act like she doesn't exist. I mean, I know she exists, but when she blamed me for the death of my mom, you know, that's where I drew the line. So I don't want her in my life. And my mom died when I was very young, so yeah, we don't deal with that here.
Over food, so like, hey, I got some mancati. I would be babysat by my cousins and my aunts. And because we moved away, my kid won't have that. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's one reason many young people are putting off having children. The complete lack of community, the lack of a village. If you can't afford to live...
It's not just that. It's... Okay, let me use Mexico, for example, because I got to see a family in Mexico that was really nice people, and I want to talk about them. They had he had 3 children. He was working a job. He took us to his family-owned restaurant run by, his family, and they were all really close. The community came together. Like, they had a community dog they took care of. I asked them about him because he was running around. He was a very cute doggo. We pet him. I'll put on photos if you guys are interested of the story. But we loved him, we pet on him, we took care of him, they took care of him, whatever. And then the community would just feed him, because, they all came together and fed and watered him and took care of him. And when I asked them about him, they just told me that he's not anybody's dog, we all take care of him. He showed up one day, he's like, he's family. That's something that America needs to adapt to within reason. We need to start taking care of our own. If we have people on the streets suffering, we should take them in and start helping them. Like, if there was a feasible way to do it, we need to start coming together as a community and helping these people. But we won't. Instead, everybody in America is, like, selfish. It's sad. We need to start coming together. But how do we do that? That's the hard part. It's finding out ways to, build a plate. Like, if you guys gave me a shit ton of money tomorrow, right, and told me that I had an infinite budget, I would clean up the homeless crisis immediately in Arizona. I would have it fixed overnight. I would, all these abandoned buildings that we have from old failed businesses, I would take them and make them homeless encampments, but their mission would be to take the homeless people in, they rehabilitate them, they get them jobs, etc. They get them set up, they give them transportation like bikes or stuff, they help them pay for rent eventually on apartments and show them how to budget and stuff, they get classes for free, etc., etc., and even college courses for free, and it helps get them off the street and into an actual career that'll pay them, that'll help them do stuff, it'll help them get off drugs, etc., etc. And if you don't want to be part of this program, then we are going to forcefully admit you, because you should not be on the streets. No sane person would want to, especially in Arizona, would want to live out in 125-degree weather. There is no sane person on this planet that would want to live like that. So I refuse to let people live like that. And I would refuse to let people live like that. But we let it happen every day, and it's heartbreaking. Why do we do this? But yeah, that's my hot take on that. Sorry.
Where your family lives, just move to fucking Gary, Indiana, where there's nobody around and no jobs and no family and no friends. But hey, at least you can afford a house there. That's not how life should work, Ben. Maybe take a step back and try to understand. Am I doing bird hands too much? You guys have made me so insecure about the fucking bird hands thing ever since this meme. Okay, listen, I'm a woman, okay? We are programmed to scold children. And when no children are around, we scold people on the internet, okay? Anyway, Nick Fuentes is a far-right commentator and a controversial figure to say the least. But his main topic he covers is Israel, which is an extremely hot topic that many other...
I'm sorry, Nick Fuentes sucks. I don't even need to say more. If you like this guy, you clearly have never actually read or listened to what he actually says and some of his policies and plans. It wouldn't only bankrupt wherever he was a part of, it would literally cause a freaking civil war. He wants to literally be racist again. He wants racism. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's not, he said it himself. Because I feel like some of you won't believe me, we gotta pull up the clip. One minute here. 1 minute here. We gotta pull up the clip. Because I bet there's some of y'all going, I'm capping, it's not true. Because it is though. And these are out of context, by the way.
What's up, guys? I got a couple different Nick Fuentes. Very funny to go.
Unreal nigga. Can the real nigga please stand up? There has to be one real nigga left in America. When advertise the next day or any other day, I know there's 1,000 real niggas that the people should think of. Watch the show up.
There's more. There's more.
Most people have
here.
some, but scared to say and whatnot. Talks up with and
he does more.
You know, it's really based about Mexicans. They know what's up with blacks. A lot of people think, you know, they're all the same. Mexicans and blacks are all the same.
These are literally, if you watch the full clips, he talks about this stuff.
Black people will like kill you for no reason. Mexicans have gang violence, but it's mostly kept within, you know.
I mean, shall I say more? It's so obvious. It's heartbreakingly obvious. Like, it hurts your heart listening to this. It's like, there's people that'll back him. He literally gets on here and says how much he hates anybody that isn't pretty much white, which is weird because I've been told he's half Mexican and half white. He looks white, but my point being, though, is I don't give a crap what race he is. It doesn't matter. It matters that he's being a racist. You heard the clips yourself, chat. I mean, come on. You want someone like this walking around? This person should be committed. We shouldn't put up with this kind of behavior, and yet he's a political figure. This is scary. Moving on.
The right-wing commentators seem to not want to touch. And the rare times they do touch it, it's them telling you not to talk about it, questioning why you care so much, or shape-shifting into the woke mob they fought against for so many years, calling you names, calling for you to be censored. What's funny is they didn't care about any of Nick Fuentes' rants on, like, race or women. They only started caring when his rants on Israel were blowing up. Nick recently did an interview with Tucker Carlson, which completely ignited the MAGA civil war that was brewing on the right for some time now. It got so ridiculous that even Chuck...
Yeah, can I talk to my fellow Republicans? If you hate Trump, can we just let him do his thing for the next couple of years? Because the Democrats are worse, and I picked the better of two evils. I'm sorry. Like, in our current system, we have to pick the better of two evils, and that is why I voted for Trump, just like everybody else. Mostly, most of the population voted for Trump. That's my hot take. I really don't think that we should be having a civil war right now when we need our country not to burn. And the more we're having, it's not just us. The Democrats are having a civil war, the Republicans are having a civil war, and the moderates are having a civil war on what's the next thing. We're having 3 middle civil wars in the middle of our country almost burning to the ground. This is not the time, the place, or the era to be doing this. We are so close to everything burning to the ground, and we're having fights internally right now, which is just, we can't afford to do this right now. This is bad. This is a bad look for all of us.
Schumer.
Not just the Republicans, not just Democrats, not just the moderates, all of us. It's a bad look to be fighting this much. We are supposed to have unity. That's what Barack Obama did so well, is he said, I don't give a crap what side you're on. We need to unite. And it was working for a bit. And then, I don't know what happened. Bro kind of fell off. And then now we have more people falling off. And it's scary. It's a scary time.
Went on the Senate floor and called for a disavowal of Nick Fuentes. Sir, with all due respect, none. Why do politicians need a resolution in the Senate to disagree with a citizen? Hello, I have gathered you all here today.
And also, thank you for everybody coming in and watching the live. I do appreciate it. If you want, like, subscribe, and comment. I will really appreciate it. And let me know what you'd like me to react to. I can't speak English. Let me know what you'd like me to react to next. Like, I have a literal link. I will watch anything. Nothing is off limits. If it's rated, if it's over 18 plus though, tell me so I can make an 18 plus only live specifically for that. That being said, anything 18 plus, please tell me so I don't, A, I don't get banned, B, I don't accidentally show it to children because I refuse to do that. I don't want to be one of those nasty people. And if you don't tell me it's 18 plus and it's 18 plus, I will make sure that you get all the blame for it. I'm sorry. Like, that's the only time I'll out you for what you send me is when it's going to involve a kid seeing something he might not want to see. That's it. Other than that, everything stays anonymous. Whatever you send me, whatever I react to, as long as it's not 18 plus and you don't tell me, like if you tell me it's 18 plus, watch with discretion. Why can't I speak English? 18 plus and watch, prior, I could do a 18 plus only live and make sure everything's okay. So that's all I got to say about that. But yeah, you can at anything, send me anything on Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok. You can send it here in the chat while I'm live. I will react to your video.
To disavow Hitler Bussy 420. People can't afford groceries, Charles. Ben Shapiro, in particular, has spent the last few months extremely confused and angry about Zoran Mamdani and Nick Fuentes becoming popular in the mainstream. All while his numbers continue to drop. I honestly don't think he understands what is
Ben Shapiro starting to fall off because of the fact that he's getting involved
I am
with
going
things
to explain to you, Ben, what exactly is going on here. The American dream does not exist anymore for most people. Young people followed advice that worked for older generations, and it got them nowhere. Young people are tired of this stale, moldy, old, dead consensus that has dominated American politics for a very long time. The one that dragged us into all these foreign wars and sold us out for some cheap plastic shit from China. Young people are tired of being told to sit down and shut up and pledge allegiance to the free market in a country that seems to not give a shit about them, as well as a foreign country they have absolutely no connection to. For so long, establishment hacks and establishment shills
we shouldn't be caring about a foreign country. That's fair.
And just kind of dismissed them. Can't afford to live where you grew up? Just move. Don't like that the toothpaste is locked behind plexiglass? Just deal with it.
I hate that. I already talked about that earlier in the video.
And still can't afford to pay rent?
That's horrible.
What are you, some kind of communist? You don't like funding a genocide with your tax dollars?
No, no one likes funding a
If you don't address the issues of the people will gravitate towards those who are addressing those issues. It's not Mamdani's fault he won. It's yours. It's not Nick Fuentes' fault he's popular. It's yours. The tragedy.
Yeah, why would you vote for somebody who literally says that they're a... God, I don't want to get banned for saying this, but he's a World War II loser supporter and he likes a lot of racist takes. How would you vote for... Why would you even popularize somebody like that? We all bleed, okay? We all bleed. All of us. If somebody stabs any one of us, we all bleed. And we're going to sit here and be racist? Who gives a shit? We're all human.
The idea of Ben Shapiro is that he led a life worshipping the free market, only to lose in the free marketplace of ideas. Now, with all this neocon rhetoric coming out of the GOP, are the Democrats going to pick up the populist ball that they are fumbling? Are they actually going to get their shit together? Well, they are trying, because they have written an article called Deciding to Win, where after interviewing over 300,000 American voters from both parties, they may have finally discovered the secret to winning. To give ourselves the best chance to win, we recommend the following changes to our approach.
Oh my God.
Democrats need to 1. Focus our messaging on an economic program centered on lowering costs.
Focus our messaging. Okay, I want you guys to read that. Focus our messaging. That means, let me translate that for you, people who might not understand. It means we are focusing on how we tell people we're going to do these things. Not how we're going to do them. Telling them we are going to do them. So they're not focusing on how they're going to accomplish this. They're focusing on messaging on how they're going to accomplish this. Jesus, we're cooked.
Growing the economy, creating jobs, and expanding the social safety net. 2. advocate for popular economic policies, moderate our positions where our agenda is unpopular, including on issues like immigration, public safety, energy production, and some identity and cultural issues. So basically it took you guys 10 years, millions of dollars, and dozens of Microsoft team meetings to come to the conclusion that everyone has been saying forever. You wasted a decade worshipping at the altar of mentally ill Karens, and now you're acting like, hey, what if we were normal is a groundbreaking political discovery.
So true.
F you. I could have told you all this for free. It is a bad sign that it took you.
Democrats, you know what? You guys want to change? Hire me, pay me $100,000 a year, and I promise you I will help you learn how to use all these great apps. I will put people on your platform that actually have good ideas and that actually want to better the nation. And will better the nation. Instead, you're going to put more AOCs on the block, which is terrifying to all of us.
Over a decade to come to the same conclusion that my audience has come.
Oh, and the other reason Trump was so popular is because he didn't lie about being rich. He didn't say, "Oh, I'm poor and I grew up this poor child, so I know what it's like to be poor." But Kamala and AOC ran on the fact that they were both poor and they grew up in poor neighborhoods, when we all know with 2 seconds of research we could prove that that's a BS lie.
Come to like a decade ago. And they're all retarded. Please reflect on this, I beg of you. Also, what do you mean you had unpopular positions on public safety? Like, why would you even say that out loud? Yeah, let's vote for the party that admits it was wrong about the issue of crackheads shanking people in the street. I love this quote from Nancy Pelosi, randomly shoved in here. Winning an election is a decision. You make a decision to win. And then you make every decision in favor of winning. How deep?
God, how
thought-provoking. Thank you, Nancy. What would we do without
Nancy, how dumb
Probably win an election. Democrats have changed our focus. In comparison with the Democratic Party in the 2012 election, Democrats have changed our focus. In comparison,
we have to hear that.
You make every decision in favor. Election, kicking people in the street. I love this quote from Nancy Pelosi, randomly shoved in here. Winning an election is a decision. You make a decision to win, and then you make every decision in favor of winning. How deep? How thought-provoking. Thank you, Nancy. What would we do without you?
Oh my God.
Probably win an election. Democrats have changed our focus. In comparison with the Democratic Party of 2012, today's Democratic Party is more focused on issues like climate change, democracy, abortion, and identity and cultural concerns, and less focused on the economy and middle class. The table below shows the shift. Through an analysis of the prevalence of selected words in the 2024 Democratic Party platform in comparison with the 2012 Democratic Party platform. This whole study is really interesting, but I need you guys to see this chart because when I first saw this, the scream I screamed. So Democrats since 2012 have increased their rhetoric on race by, sit down, 1,137%. On the gays, 1,044%. Their rhetoric on men has decreased by 51%. It is now negative 51%. On fathers, negative 100%. They just stopped talking about that. Veterans at negative 31%. The economy, negative 51 because nobody cares about that, right? The middle class, 79%, but I guess you can't really talk about something that is disappearing.
It's gone already. It's gone. There's no middle class anymore.
It somehow gets worse. Apparently voters trust Republicans more on the most important issues to them and trust Democrats the most on the least important issues to them. Like they literally care the least about LGBT, but trust Democrats the most with it. The most popular Democratic policies among voters are things like lowering drug prices, banning stock trading, expanding Medicare, and raising the minimum wage. While the most unpopular Democratic policies are things like abolishing the police.
All right, chat. If you had to pick between, it's all about picking the lesser evil, as much as we hate to admit it. You have
free
to pick
healthcare to illegal immigrants and affirmative action. You're telling me this for the first time. Democrats, here is some advice for free. You can't just be MAGA light. Why would people drink Mr. Pibb when Dr. Pepper...
We all need to come out, the 99% of the population, to come out and pick one singular person to run for president. And when they go, oh, here's our right Democrat, here's our right Republican and our left Democrat, we need to go, no, here's our third option, and everybody needs to vote for this person because X, Y, and Z. I think we do so much better if we put somebody in the seat. Like if we took A regular Joe Schmo, somebody who knows what it's like to work a 9 to 5 and put them in charge. Instead of all these billionaires and rich people who grew up rich their entire life, can we stop putting rich people in power?
Right there, you know what I'm saying? You gotta bring something different, something better to the table. And that difference should be working class focused economic populism. I don't just want 2 neocon parties, okay? But all of this is pointless when it's clear the Dems are not changing at all, they're just gonna change their messaging. They're putting pretty wrapping paper and a bow on a big fat smelly turd. There is a chance that the Democrats may win based entirely on Orange Man bad again, which means they might get into office by learning absolutely nothing. Again, then the voters will go, oh my god, nothing has changed, and then they'll vote for a Republican. American politics is just a revolving door of villains, isn't it? Rest assured, whoever wins, we lose. If you're actually gonna do this shit, if you're actually gonna do what you're saying in this little article, you better be going whole hog, not just a tip. I'm talking embracing shoe-socialism.
What is shoe-socialism?
For many years, I have been smeared as many things. Grifter, flip-flopper, fence-sitter, racist, sexist, homophobic.
Shoe on head, I've watched your content for some time now. I can tell you your common sense. I've never heard anything coming from you that I 100% hate or disagree with because you use common sense. Using common sense is literally the best thing you can do on the planet, and it's dying, and you're like one of the few that do it, so thank you.
But I am not a grifter, flip-flopper, or a fence-sitter. I'm simply living in 2055. You see, America has been a hyper-capitalist, economically center-right, socially center-left country since about the mid-century. And I know libertarians in my audience are gonna be like, it's not capitalism, it's cronyism. Okay, whatever the f you want to call it, it sucks, okay? So what if instead, and hear me out, what if instead we were a more people-focused, community-focused, working-class-focused, economically left, socially right country? All the data shows more people fall into that quadrant, the populist quadrant, the shoe-socialist quadrant, if you will, than the current system we are in today. If a shoe-socialist party existed, it would be incredibly popular, but it doesn't exist.
That's exactly what we need.
And that's probably by design, honestly. The Social Democrat Party of Denmark has passed many progressive policies that liberals in America would only dream of. Protection from rent hikes, free college and health care, carbon taxes, and a very strong welfare system. But the Social Democrat Party also believes in a strict immigration policy. They believe that if immigration is too fast or chaotic, it puts pressure on working class communities, weakens social unity, and makes it harder to maintain their strong welfare system. Wow, what a f***ing grifter Denmark is. I feel like so many people nowadays are like terminally left-right brain to the point where like they look at issues and instead of being like, that solution makes sense to me. I believe that, I agree with that. They instead go, that's the left-wing solution, therefore I will believe in that. And it's so stupid and hyper-partisan and makes absolutely no sense to me.
It is stupid. You should go with what I call the common sense party, which is maybe the shoe-on-ism thing you were talking about. It's literally just common sense.
And that's why I think like a lot of left-right brain hyper-partisan people don't understand me or people like me. That's why they call me a centrist or fence-sitter or flip-flopper or whatever. And it's like, no, I'm not a fence-sitter. I have many strong opinions. You just don't like them. And no, I'm not a flip-flopper just because you don't understand the concept of having opinions that don't perfectly fall on the arbitrary, always changing left-right axis that is American circus politics. There's nothing incoherent about my beliefs on paper. None of them contradict one another. I don't understand. She likes free healthcare but doesn't want to chemically castrate children? She believes in workers' rights but wants a stricter border? I don't get it. Like, where is the contradiction? I'm basically just Bernie Sanders before he got his spine surgically removed by the DNC. In conclusion, MAGA and the Republican Party embracing populism is what made them so popular in the first place. But if the Republican Party's answer to all these issues young people are having is, you just move, you're not talented, maybe you'll own a home when you're 70 years old, they're doomed. Like they had a small, brief fling with populism and ghosted it. Just pumped and dumped. Like a fat whore they're ashamed of and won't bring out on dates in public.
As I'm editing this, Trump and Mamdani had a meeting together and it was very interesting.
We were discussing when Bernie Sanders was out of the race, I picked up a lot of his votes and people had no idea. When he was put out of the race, I think quite unfairly.
Okay, I'm watching this next, so that's it. All right, we watched that video. It's off the to-do list. Give me a minute while I get that posted real fast. So I just start it, so I know that it's working. We're gonna create it real fast just so I can upload the video. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great one. I appreciate everybody for their support on this, and that was not supposed to be part of it. I clicked the wrong one. I appreciate everyone's support. Thanks, and come again. I promise we're going to have more content. We're going to keep this up. Again, any video that you send in the chat of any of my social medias or here, I will react to it live once a week. It's going to change days depending on what's going on. But I try to do Mondays. Obviously, today it's Tuesday. But I might make it a rotating schedule and just do Monday through Thursday as live reacts. So Monday might be it the first week, the second week it'll be a Tuesday, and just do it like every 4 weeks. It'll swap. I think that'll work better. I don't know yet. We'll see how it works. But for now, let me get that video posted real quick. But if you have any questions while we get this video uploaded real fast, just drop them. Like, I'm more than willing to listen. I want to hear everybody out, and I want to see what's going on. Yeah, just drop them below. We can talk it out. And the reason why I want to post them now is so I actually make sure that I mention the right people. I want to make sure that the right people get credit for their stuff. Like, I want to make sure, Shoe on Head gets credit for this video. Like, I don't want to take any credits from her. I want her to get all the credit for this video. Because I don't like doing that to people, because I know how hard it is to make content. So by me going in and just being like, oh, well, I'm going to react to this, but I'm not going to share it, it's very bad. It looks very bad on me, and I'm not going to lie, it really does. So I'm trying to be better about that. And we're going to fix it up real fast. We're going to get a video posted. What do you think the title should be? I think maybe just Shoe on Head reaction or something like that. We'll come up with something. We'll give me a second. We're adding everything together real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Make sure everything works. Copy, paste in the description. Okay. Oop. Sorry guys, just making this real fast. Like I said, we're gonna get right back to it in just a second. I just want to make sure all this stuff gets done. Because otherwise I'll forget to do it. But yeah, we're gonna just get this posted real quick and get this up, or at least starting to get posted. How do I say her? How do I write her name? I always forget how to write her name. Like, I think, and this is just a hot take, Shoe on Head, don't hate me for this, but I think you get so much more love and follows if you didn't have such a interesting name that, like, a lot of people couldn't.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's just Shoe on Head. Okay, never mind. I'm retarded. Ignore me. Yes, I will call myself retarded when I'm retarded. I thought it was spelled, like, very unique. It's literally just Shoe on Head. It's not even that hard. So here we go. We're getting it up. Give me 2 seconds. We're almost done here. Like I said. Okay, perfect. We're gonna finalize everything real quick. trying to think of a good catchy title. That's my problem right now. I think if I want to rage bait people in, I need to rage bait a little bit. So let's bait a bit. I'm trying to think. If I'm gonna rage bait a bit, what would you guys think what a catchy title would be? How is Shoe-on-Head still the only one with common sense? The internet hates her, but she's right. I like that. It'll catch people in because they won't know who. I like that. Let's go with that. Sometimes AI can help a little bit with some stuff. I use it to help write stuff that I can't think of. Okay. There's our video for the day. Perfect. Perfect. We're gonna get a. We're going to use a nice thumbnail from the video. Let me get a nice thumbnail of Nick Fuentes, just because I feel like I think it'd be funny. His hateful racist commentaries. Perfect. This will work. Just because I feel like it, guys. It's that simple. I just feel like using Nick Fuentes' stuff so people can actually see it. Because it's true. He is, he's an awful person. I have no idea how he made it this far in politics. It blows my mind. I thought that we were all on agreement with we hate evil people, but apparently we're not. So, cool. And that'll come out tomorrow morning, because I decided it's going to come out tomorrow morning because I feel like it. Okay, tomorrow morning. Boom. All right, cool. We got that up. Thank you all for being patient with me. All right, next one that I was sent. I don't, like I said, I'll never out who sends me videos unless I get something that I'm not cool with. And you didn't tell me it was 18 plus, then I'll be mad. But if it's something like funny or gross or whatever, I will react to it as long as, again, it's an 18 plus one, which I'm gonna probably do 18 plus once a week, because I don't want to get to the point where I have to start pre-watching these videos. Like, I really don't. So being honest with me and just be like, hey, this is 18 plus would be so helpful, because of the fact that I do not want to have to censor stuff. I think that it's so much easier when I don't have to be a censor, and it's not only easier for me, it's easier for you guys. If I don't have to be a censored puppet, everything's peaceful for all of us. But if I have to start being a censored puppet because people are being a-holes, then, you know, it is what it is. It's not something I want to do, but it's something, like, you know, it may be inevitable sooner or later. Okay, we're going to pull up another YouTube thing, and we're going to get rock and rolling again. So like I said, sorry about that. It's not obviously been the easiest thing, because I have to swap back and forth between a lot of stuff. But it's fine. We're working on it. Okay, we're back to it. Let's get the next thing in the queue. Playlists. Perfect. I have a lot of stuff I have to get through, but we can remove this now because we gave credit where credit was due. Okay.
What I just learned about here has to be one of the most insane, vile plans I've ever heard of, and it was actually attempted. Two men were training for what has to be one of the most unhinged ideas ever.
Oh, yeah, I click on it and I like it because I like his content, so I probably... Oh, I didn't even give it a like? How dare I?
Thought of, like,
it's fixed now.
The Lord, like, when he gave humans brains, didn't think they'd be capable of concocting something so fucking absurd.
I always give them...
I'm actually struggling to find the words to even set the stage here.
Even if I disagree with their video, I will still give it a like because I still used it for content. So to me, I'm liking the content because of the fact I'm using it. And that being said, so far, I have not exactly hated a video yet. I did hate one of Charlie's takes on a video, and I was like, yo, this is not cool, but I did not give it a dislike. As much as he deserved one for that video, but it's okay.
What I'm about to show you, so I'll just instead use a hand gesture. It's a big thumbs down moment. This shit is foul.
A federal grand jury indicted 2 North Texas men accused of plotting to invade a foreign island, kill the men, and take the women as sex slaves.
Prosecutors say one of the men enlisted.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. I had to have heard that wrong, right, chat? Like, I'm not the only... We heard that wrong, correct? Hold up.
Hand gesture. It's a big thumbs down moment. This shit is
no
foul.
Way. No,
a federal grand jury indicted 2 North Texas men accused of plotting to invade a foreign island, kill the men, and take the women as sex slaves.
Prosecutors say...
No, I heard that right. Oh, God, please tell me the news is just being fake and they lied. This didn't actually happen. Please, God, tell me people aren't this retarded. There's no way this happened. Please tell me this didn't happen. There's no way this happened.
One of the men enlisted in the Air Force to get military training he thought he needed. Fox 4's Blake Hansen.
I know that intro hits you like a fucking knuckle sandwich because it's so preposterous, but it's actually just the tip of the iceberg here.
What?
And they left out a very big key detail. According to the official press release, these 2 lunatics were also planning to take the children as sex slaves as well. So these 2 Jeffrey Epstein commandos here were planning to invade an island nation, murder all of the men, and take the women and children as their sex slaves. And one of them...
We're cooked, chat. What is wrong with people? We're cooked. What? You had the literal coherent thought that you were going to sneak on an island, unalive half the population, and then take the other half of the population as your slaves. My brain quit. My brain's off, bro. It didn't even... What?
Literally joined the Air Force in order to receive training to better help them carry out this plan.
Okay, as somebody who joined the military and tried to look at all the branches, why would you join the Air Force to do this? They're called the Chair Force for a reason. Why? I'm giving advice to morons. I shouldn't be, but if you're going to do it, you're going to pick a branch to train with to get combat experience. Why would it be the Air Force? Anybody else seeing the flaws in that, at least that part of the logic?
This shit sounds like something P. Diddy would have cooked up while playing with G.I. Joe action figures or something. Like these guys were very serious about this. They were actually doing everything they could to carry out this island invasion and murder and kidnapping.
In our newsroom tonight with these stunning allegations, Blake.
Yes, even had the federal prosecutors say the suspects didn't plan to go it alone. In fact, the feds say they plan to recruit people who are homeless in Washington, D.C. to serve on their, quote, expeditionary force and take over a small Haitian island. The grand jury indictment handed up today charges 21-year-old Gavin Weisenberg from Allen and 20-year-old Tanner Thomas from Argyle.
Now, there's no picture of Tanner that's available at the moment, but the mugshot there that exists of Gavin, he looks like a psychopath. That guy looks like he has a screw loose. It looks like he is like biologically evolved to be the quintessential caricature of a freak that has these like crazy heinous ideas.
We're so cooked.
And like I said, this is something they took so seriously that they were even planning out how to recruit homeless people to join their ranks to storm the beaches of the island that they were going to invade so they could start slaughtering the
idiocy.
With conspiracy to murder, maim, or kidnap in a foreign country, as well as a charge of production of child.
Gavin, you're giving people with crappy facial hair and really long hair a bad name, bro, because I kind of look like you, and that scares me. No, I have not attempted any of things Gavin's doing. Gavin is giving all of us white dudes with poor hair hygiene awful names because we don't do this. We would never do this. My thought is not get up in the morning, go train, and then, yes, let me go take over a Haitian island. That's never come to
pornography.
I told you that intro was just a crumb.
I'm sorry.
Production of child pornography.
They did what? Execute them immediately. They did what?
I told you that intro was just a crumb. That doesn't even scratch the surface of the depths of depravity that these two men has sunk to. Like, these are evil, rotten to the core fucking monsters. So there is also a charge of child pornography production here, which I imagine none of you are surprised to hear, given that these two men planned on kidnapping the women and children as sex slaves for themselves.
Record Joe Weisenberg was booked into the Collin County Jail in July. We've not been able to find a mugshot for Thomas. Prosecutors say he was in the U.S. Air Force at the time. The place they are accused of plotting to invade is called Gonave Island. It is part of the Republic of Haiti. It's not small. In fact, that island has about 87,000...
You were making child... Why? I don't understand the world. I think I understand, and then you get idiots like this. How were you planning to take over an island nation with you and a bunch of homeless people and a buddy of yours? You joined the worst branch of military for training to go do said thing, and that's not even the worst part. You're making child. We're cooked. We're just cooked.
Prosecutors say Weisenberg and Thomas planned to lead that expeditionary force by sailboats to the island, murder the men, take control of the island, and then turn the women into sex slaves.
If you did whippets every second of every day for the entirety of your life, I don't think you could kill enough of your brain cells to hatch a plan this unhinged.
No.
They planned to lead.
You could get somebody on the most hardcore moonshine into the south,
sailboat to this island composed of these two, Gavin and Tanner, plus whatever homeless men they were able to rope into this scheme, and take on 87,000 people. These delusional piss stains thought they were built like Goku or something. That is crazy. Like, fucking Thanos would struggle to beat 87,000 people on his own. Like, it is
I don't have words.
So unbelievably outrageous that it's hard to even come to terms that this was something they were really trying to do. Like, I can't stress that enough, that this wasn't just some, crackpot crazy idea.
Charlie's saying everything that I like, in my brain that I want to say, but I'm just so starstruck that anybody would even think about this that wasn't joking somehow, but actually plan and plot and put steps forward to actually make it come true. We are cooked, bro.
Taking steps to actually carry it out. Like, one of them joined the Air Force. And you know how they just mentioned that their plan was to go via sailboat?
I have more to react to. My brain's fried after this.
They had planned all of that, too. They were legitimately dedicating their lives to this invasion.
According to prosecutors, the feds say the plan dates back to August of last year. They say Weisenberg enrolled in a Rockwall.
I forgot to record this, so we're just going to start out. What's up, guys? It's Phantom Neolight back at it again. We are reacting to, apparently, a bunch of... There was two idiots, one who joined the Air Force, decided they were going to hijack an island with a population of 78,000 with them two and some homeless people, and they were going to take the women as sex slaves, and they were going to literally they got caught with child content too, of the Jeffrey Epstein level kind. And I don't know what to say. I'm literally, if you would have watched the rest of the stream, it's on Twitch, Kick. It's on Twitch and Kick for sure, and it won't be on YouTube because I failed to record it. I'm going to finish the video out, but I'm just sitting here starstruck because I can't believe anybody would be this stupid. You could get people drunk on the hardcorest moonshine in existence on this planet, and I don't think they'd come up with an idea this stupid. I'm going to be real. You could make a failed moonshine in your cousin's bathtub, and you wouldn't come out this stupid. It is... Wow, I'm lost for words. Let's just...
Fire Academy to learn command and control protocols, but flunked out in February. And they say he then traveled to Thailand to learn how to sail, but didn't enroll in the school due to the cost.
Dipshit Gavin may have been unsuccessful in all of his...
Think about it. He would have been successful had he had money. So thank God this dude was poor, because who knows what he'd be doing right now. How he got this level of money is beyond me. Even to be able to fly to Thailand, because he sounds like a dude that should be working with his job being putting this wheel on a car the rest of his life, because wow.
Endeavors, but he did try to learn things to contribute to the invasion effort that they were scheming. So he enrolled in a fire academy to try and learn command and control prompts.
Him in jail.
He flunked out. He then also was going to learn how to sail via courses in Thailand, but then didn't enroll because he couldn't afford to, I suppose, or was probably too busy spending his money on blow and chicken tendies. But he did, like, dedicate time to trying to learn these things for this invasion plan. His whole life was revolving.
I would like to know how they caught him. I have to look into this after this. If there was
around trying to be better equipped
I need to know
for
how
this
they caught
invasion
him.
effort that they were plotting.
So interested.
The feds say Thomas, meanwhile, enlisted in the Air Force in January and in March, changed his station assignment from Germany to Maryland to better coordinate the invasion and recruit the homeless population.
All right, I'm gonna let my manager know my TikTok account got banned. I'm probably just gonna have to not talk about stuff like this when I do TikTok videos, so here's an actual breakdown I'm going to send notes to on your lives. Okay, so sorry, my manager's helping me out. I have a talent manager, I'm gonna be honest. So that's interesting to me. Restart and throw you out of the algorithm. It's best to work on it if you can. No, it literally kicked me out. Like, it banned me. It will 100%. Like, TikTok Live just told me I hate you and we're not doing anything. How long am I banned this time? Let's find out, y'all. How long am I banned for this time? When I try to go live, it'll tell me. You cannot go live or join as a guest. I don't understand. People can talk about this stuff all day, but when I talk about it, I get banned. Like, TikTok is literally the most annoying platform to be able to understand what you did wrong, because they literally try to ban you every 5 minutes for stuff. Let's see what the hateful speeches they got on me. You ready? Let's see what the hateful speeches I did. This is the final thing that banned me.
Texas men accused of plotting to invade a foreign island, kill the men, and take the women as sex slaves.
That's what got me banned. Somebody on the news saying it is what got me banned. Playing a news clip. No, it does not play. It does not explain the violations. Appeal. Yes, I would like to appeal this because this is stupid. We're gonna appeal this because that is really stupid. My live did not contain the content mentioned in the notice. It was part of the news, A, and B, I was saying how awful it was that someone would do this. So why am I being punished for not wanting evil in this world and being banned for it? Or suspended, I should say, not banned, because it's more of a suspension they put me on. Alright, the live appeal is submitted. Let's see if I get my stuff back. I am not using TikTok to talk about this stuff anymore because of the fact that apparently they can't handle it. They can't handle me speaking the truth about this kind of content. I don't understand what's wrong about me saying this is evil and this is inherently bad, but it got me in trouble. So let's just
in D.C.
While Gavin was saying the mean dick of failure, Tanner, on the other hand, was successful in enlisting in the Air Force and getting this military training to contribute to their efforts here. He changed his station so he could be better equipped to find homeless people to recruit for this too. Both of these men were legitimately dedicating their entire lives to this. This was something they were going to actually follow through on. Tanner moved to an area to better coordinate, plan, and recruit these homeless people for that plan. This is something they were going to do. Now, obviously, I'm sure you don't have to be a mathematician, you don't have to be, you know, a fucking Poindexter, a wizard with numbers to know that if they did truly arrive at Gonov with the intent to murder all of the men there, they themselves would have been killed pretty quickly, I imagine, as they would anywhere in the world if they just come like Yosemite Sam firing from the hip.
See, I believe in Darwinism, okay? Darwinism, most people use it as a theory that the idiots die out, and they should, because
killing a bunch of people, they themselves would have been killed
and we need to bring
very
Darwinism
quickly.
back.
But
we do.
The fact is, they would have taken innocent people with them.
It's cool.
And that is completely unacceptable. So even though under no circumstances would this invasion have ever actually gone the way they planned, it would have no doubt led to the loss of life.
We reached out to attorneys listed for Weisenberg and did not hear back. We could not find attorneys listed for Thomas. Prosecutors say they face up to life in prison if convicted on the conspiracy to murder charge.
I have a hunch that Tanner probably...
yeah, but I'm going to text her that hate speech for watching a news clip. My manager just asked me why was the reason. For hate speech on a news clip that I was reacting to. I appealed it. I'll let you know. Okay. So yeah. I'm very open about the talent agency I'm with Talenture. They've been helping me kind of get better, get more viewers and stuff. They've, you know, given me some advice. They're like, you're definitely honest. They're like, you tell your audience the truth. You're always, you know, you're trying to be always live when you're not working or doing other commitments. So like, we like that. So they took me under their wing in hopes that they could help me grow. And also the fact that, you know, I'm doing so much. Like I'm taking their trainings. I'm doing the best that I can, because I actually do want to do this, and I do think I have the talent for it. But that's not the point of the video. Let's
represented himself. I have no evidence to back up that thought process there. But these two sound just so fucking off their gourd that I actually think...
Okay, I need to know... Okay, because that's the end of the video, pretty much. I need to know how they got caught. How did the people planning to take over a Haitian island get caught? Like, I need to know how this was thwarted. Like, I have to know. The 2 Texas men planning to take over a Haitian island were caught after federal investigators traced their extensive communications and planning on social media and other online platforms. Oh, so we can do this for 2 morons that shouldn't even have been planning something, but we can't do this for a mass pew-pew event. That makes total sense. Okay, so wow, that's the end of this video for that. I'm sorry that most of this ended up being TikTok, and the fact that I forgot to record half of it. It'll still be up on YouTube. I'll call it a TikTok rant, probably, along with the fact that, you know, I can't believe this was a real thing. But we do appreciate, we appreciate people, like, you know, I think we all appreciate that they were stopped. But I appreciate you all for watching. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace, everyone. Alright, that's going to end the recording for that one. Let me get that posted real quick. And then we'll be right on board with the next one. And then I think we'll see how long I have for the next one. And I might just call it a stream after that. Or actually, I probably should call it a stream now, huh? We got 2 videos out. One wasn't very long. The other one was super long with Shoe on Ed. Like, I talked a little too much there. But, I mean, like I said, I speak from honesty. I speak from truth. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you all and be like, oh, yeah, well, you have to see it my way because X, Y, and Z. And if you don't see it my way, you're a moron. And I don't do that. It's like you can see it my way or you don't. I'm not gonna force you to see it my way, because at the end of the day, we all have different viewpoints, and it's what makes America and the world fun. Is we all see things differently, and it makes having the world different ideologies. It makes us great. And it makes the best ideas win. That's why when they try to put you in a vacuum bubble, I get mad because being in a vacuum bubble is stupid. Okay, I'm trying to do this without getting demonetized. Rant and reacting to 2 mods, trying to take. Okay, I'm just trying to fix that because that sounds really bad when you say it that way. And I know having that in the chat will get me demonetized, but I want people to understand how bad that really is. And hopefully I can get help with a better version. Yeah, reacting to the bad decisions they made. I like that better. Like I said, I'm just making sure I cut out the part. Like, I want to mention what they were. Like I said, I want to mention it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to get demonetized. But that's horrible. Like, how could you even say that? Like, it's horrible. Like, how could you even say that? I like that title. My TikTok suspension was nothing compared to what these 2 idiots did. That's so fucking true. It was nothing. Like, I would take it every day of the week. I'm going to expose the heinous of people because that is absolutely diabolical that they would do that. Like, how could you willingly... I gotta put this 18 plus, don't I? Probably. Yeah, it should be age restriction. It should be. Yeah, let's... I know I shouldn't do it over 18, but they're going to demonetize it, so it might as well be 18 to give them the heads up that, yeah, whatever. It's like, it is what it is. Like, I don't want to have to do that, but at the end of the day, it's like, it should do that 100% because it's going to get demonetized if I don't anyway. So, that'll do it for today. I do appreciate you all for watching. Like I said, I'm so sorry that people like that have to exist in this world, but I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, it was kind of short today. I don't really have anything else I got to do right now. Upload, resume. Why would it get up? Okay, that's interesting. Why would it stop it? I don't know. It got cut off by something it shouldn't have. It shouldn't have gotten cut off. Like, for real. It shouldn't have at all. Okay, that's interesting. Weird. It's fine. We can upload this. This is fine. What is happening? We good? What is happening? I think it went in. Schedule. Okay, so I have a bunch of things scheduled. Okay, awesome. Just want to make sure everything was good. Okay, so it made me have to do it. That's fine. Perfect. All right. Well, I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I really do hope everybody's all right out there. Peace.